But great comeback for him after a difficult start, Gukesh. And here we see the players looking over curiously. I think we might soon see the gong to start the round. And the players are waiting something as the tension builds in the playing hall.
And we have Alireza Firouzja. He's dressed in fashionable attire. We know his interest lies there in addition to chess. And Wei Yi, he's waiting for this game to start for Grandmaster Wei Yi, the superb talent from China. We keep talking about how he was the youngest ever to do so many things. Then era is Wei Yi. Now he's a veteran. He is somebody who's been around for a while at 24 years old. But as I look at this position, there's not so much life to it, David. It seems like it's very steady. Both sides have made natural-looking moves, and when precise chess is played at the highest level, an equal position is often the result.
Yeah, I heard you discussing with your banker, when you stopped calling these young players kids. And the first time I played Wei Yi, he was 15 years old. He was 2700 though. So in my mind, he'll always be that guy. But this position, as you say, it's I guess there's a reason we haven't come to it sooner. It does look very level, almost symmetrical, the pawn structure. I think the main kind of imbalance here being that black is expanded on the queen side. Black has a pawn on b5, which could be shoved forward later to destabilize white slightly. And white, meanwhile, has a slightly more space in the center. But with the departure of dark squared bishops over the next few turns, very likely, it does feel like black shouldn't be too worried about white having this pawn on e4. If anything, I might even choose black here, because you talked about it earlier in another game. It's just about the ease of play, and here it's very simple what black should be aiming for. Bring rooks to the center, trade off a few pieces. White's e4 pawn is a target. For white, it's far less clear what Firouzja should be aiming for, and I think Firouzja's body language on the camera does hint at how he feels about this position. He's not too enthused right now. But tell me I'm wrong, Robert.
Well, I'll tell you you're wrong because you asked me to, but you're not wrong. I don't think this is the type of position that Firouzja enjoys. He likes more of the tactical skirmishes, the types of games where you can go after the enemy king. But for Wei Yi, there's not a single problem in his position. I would say the one potential issue is if white can chisel at black's potentially overextended queenside, but as you noted, black may want to play the move b5 to b4 anyway, so inviting that may not be wise, especially when the e4 pawn is in the sights of multiple minor pieces. And if you ever want to push the e pawn forward to e5 for white, I know it's black's turn at the moment, that square's already covered, one, and sometimes you push that pawn and you're going to lose it later down the line because it's overextended. I do not like white's position. I would much prefer to have the black side of this game. And I think for Wei Yi, it's time to make moves like rook c8, rook d8, and then ask your opponent, what's next for you? Because I'm putting all of my pieces in optimal squares.
Yeah, it feels like the only reason he's in the tank here, the only reason he's pausing Wei Yi is because he has so many tempting moves, and maybe he's grinds, but now I've stepped away from the playing, become a commentator. It's nicer to have these shorter, sharper, snappier games. And it means that we can make our dinner reservations for once. I think the players will agree as well, for the most part. I know some players are vehemently opposed to these 7-hour plus time controls. And okay, we saw Parham Maghsoodloo there. Was he yawning? Was he gesturing? We saw his hand extending in the corner of our camera, giving some support to his friend Firouzja, and looking confident in his own right. Salem Saleh there in the background. Parham wondering why Wei is playing on, as are we at this point. But one final move I'm expecting in this game. Parham moves away after figuring out White to win as well. Firouzja, make a move.
The Alireza Firouzja, he's still thinking, right? He's not just messing about. Like, he's just trying to calculate correctly. Doesn't want to make any last mistake, double, triple, quadruple checking his lines. But yeah, this is a win for him. Nothing has changed on that front, and that leaves us with 2 other games. It looks like Gukesh still doing very well, and then Parham Maghsoodloo. That's why he's.
But in the meantime, okay, we'll come back to this endgame. It is a win for Alireza Firouzja against Wei Yi. Unsurprisingly, at this point, we expected this for a long time, and important win in terms of the tournament standings, Robin.
Huge win for Alireza Firouzja, and I know he was disappointed yesterday after losing to Ju Wenjun. It was the highlight of her career, but a game that he wishes he could take back. If he had made 2 draws rather than a loss and a win, it changes how you feel, emotionally speaking. It's the same number of points, 1 and a 2, but losing a game can rattle you. But Alireza Firouzja has shown some maturity. He stepped away from chess for months at a time, it appeared, where he was focused on fashion. But what he told us when we were in that meeting with him, it was an off-camera meeting, I feel comfortable sharing this. He said, look, I know everyone's talking about my fashion. I still love chess. I just need a bit of a break because I've been doing chess full-time since I was a kid. And we want to see him continue to be playing chess on his own terms. And when he's playing in good